Yalla, yalla, infidels back here on YouTube, Ben Hamin channel for the Impact Attack, because we be the Hamin group step to our raps. He innovates with the sweeter cat naps. Ray at the Funk Club with the vibrate. Hamin, he be crazy down with the 5-plate infidels. And we're about to get 5 upside your face the hard way. Get out your face, slap money, infidels. It's Big Ray. It's Hacker Hamin here at hackerhamin.podbean.com. YOLA! Good morning, infidels. Rise. Praise me. Praise the one true Saladin Ben Hamin as we're back with a great another episode of the original show from Hamin Media Group, the Impact Attack crossover. Big Ray, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. You know, last night, for the very first time in my life, so I can sleep anywhere. I can sleep standing. I can sleep sitting. I can sleep fucking upside down like a fucking bat. I have no problem sleeping. But Jen, she said, "Hey, try this." She uses melatonin. Dude, took some melatonin, passed the fuck out. Right? I feel like I had one of the best sleeps I ever had. But here's the kicker. Ben. I had the most fucking weird dreams all night. I had a dream that I was going on job interviews, right? And I had to wear a suit. But then the girl that I spoke to pointed out that I have to be transferred to another job, but my suit had a fucking hole in its knee. So I had to go back to Manhattan, right, to go to a job for Brooklyn or Bronx or something like that and get a new suit. And she was like, well, along the way, why don't you use this credit card? It was fucking weird, dude. Melatonin.
Yeah. It increases your REM sleep cycles and definitely triggers a lot of the serotonin, melatonin, all that brain receptor fluids. So yeah, dude, it will. I've tried to take it and I just can't shake it the next day. Like it'll be you seem pretty bright-eyed and ready to go.
Right?
Even if I take half of one, I don't like to take any gimmicks really. I'm not a pill guy. But weed also robs you of REM sleep. But it's definitely hard for me to shake it off. I'd rather just take a little half shot of NyQuil, and that's what I use to knock out, to be honest with you, if I really got to go out. But yeah, the wives like the melatonin once in a while too when they're having a tough time sleeping. So I'm glad you got some rest, well needed rest. You've been working hard, man.
Well, let me just put this over before we jump into the 3 count. So first and foremost, I wanted to thank the people out there who subscribed so far to the Big Vito brand.
Absolutely.
On Patreon, MLB went over really well. That's Men of Business.
Stop.
Tony Soprano wants his own, apparently.
Rope.
That's what he's saying about it.
Okay, well, listen, man. We have listen. So I'm on my Ben Hamin grind, and I'm only doing half of what he's doing. So we're recording this today. Then later we're recording Men of Business. Then tomorrow we're going to be recording brand new shows of the Patreon. I Love VD, which is a throwback show, and we're rebranding it, and it's all new. And I'm going to be not only producing that, but also hosting that. And then Friday morning, I'll be recording with Vito again, and we're going to be doing Pro Wrestling 101 with Big Vito. It's going to be a lot of fun, dude. We have some micro content going up there. We had Vito and we had Noel just taking a trip to Disney, and it's just good fun, guys, and I think that a lot of Patreons out there, and I'm not saying anything affiliated with us because I think at Hamin Media, Ben, we always provide our patrons with the best and most content. And right now, dude, we got like four fucking shows, and we just started the platform.
Yeah, so, I'm not trying to say I'm worried about you because I know you got the shoulders to shoulder, but I want you to, it's long game. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint right here. So, I don't mind seeing things like Pro Wrestling 101 be a lot shorter, digestible lessons. That can be 10 minutes or less. It's Patreon exclusive, and I know they love Disney, and a lot of people, we tap into that. That's not my bag of tricks, but I know there's Disney addicts all over the world. I know a bunch of them, and they seem to be doing all right, Disney, a little bit better than HMG. So I'm happy to highlight them and hopefully gains that crossover. But the main thing is, are Noel and Vito happy and creative, and are you being able to shoulder the workload to where you're not getting burnt out, because you're an important part of HMG as well. And I have to look out for all my sergeants at arms, my captains, you know what I mean? So you've been kicking ass. I'm not going to say you haven't, but I know, believe me, I'm not trying to down you. As much as you're doing there, that's a fifth of what that's a fifth.
Well, yeah, but listen, I gotta put this over. I have to put this over.
Go ahead, man.
Matt Schaffer. Yo, thank you, dude. Matt Schaffer, the HMG. Oh, by the way, I officially conceded about a couple of days ago. You know, my lawsuit for HMG producer of the year.
He's got deep pockets. He's with the weed cartel now in Denver. He's with big boys, and that's just money. You can't. I mean, the lawyers are gonna make that a long game.
Yo, Matt helped me out, man. Matt's a good dude, man. And you know, yeah, he's like my, you know, when you have a little brother and you argue sometimes, we do that. We're family. We argue, we get at each other, we joke around at each other, we get at each other on social media, we go back and forth. But when shit hits the fan, this family is the strongest family in all of pro wrestling, internet world, whatever the fuck you want to call it. This is it. HMG, the people that we support, the people that we work for. God damn it, I got to start taking melatonin more. I feel amazing.
Good, man. I'm glad. I can see you really look like you're rested, better than I've seen you in a long time, to be honest with you. Yeah, dude, 100%. And I'm not trying to Horwitz myself here. I just want to put him over, because a guy who does the only other two crews who've got producers that grind like HMG is Feeney with K100, and John Paz with Two Man Power Trip.
Absolutely.
And he needed somebody to jump in the hole yesterday with him. So because his Just Incredible couldn't make it. So here I am getting a sub for, Just Incredible, which is awesome in itself, in my opinion. But we talked locker room etiquette, and because he knows he has deadlines to make partner with Russo brand. And I say, dude, you got RBD, you're plugged into HMG, brother. We got your back.
Yeah, man.
Like, that's just how the fuck we do it. And MSG does that when you need it, when I can't, because I'm trying to lead by example, doing business where I have to do it and be a soldier there. So everybody's in the trench, man. There's nobody who's not pulling their weight and then some. And then once you can do that, you say to yourself, holy shit, look what I'm capable of. Yeah. And little things like depression and other things like that, there ain't no time for that. Like you're just like you get up, it's 7 a.m, and all of a sudden it's 7 p.m, and you still got to watch 2 shows. And then, by then it's 11 and your ass is dead ass tired. And the next day you're going to do it again. But there was no time except for anything but business and self-improvement in that day. So
right now I'm drinking down that Russo brand coffee, man. That is also giving me apparently this morning you had quite an experience.
Oof, once that posters hits you, you better be ready to get cleaned out. You got about 15 minutes before the fucking bomb drops on you. And I had a fucking monster antipasta last night too, so my guts were primed and ready to do some fucking Hiroshima level damage, and it came down.
Dude, I'm sorry, man, but he writes level 4 corn and salad blaster. That's all you wrote.
Yeah. You're like, are you high? I was like, no, dude. I'm fucking strapped in for fucking blast off, and I fucking crashed the rocket like Elon Musk yesterday at SpaceX. Like there were no survivors in there. There were no survivors.
Guys out there, girls out there, whatever you identify as, head over to patreon.com/the Big Vito brand. Check it out, guys. Just check it out. I guarantee you, your first month subscription is going to definitely be one of your favorite Patreon pages.
Not the Horowitz. They were liking the look. They like the mob look. They like the hip hop look. They like everything graphics wise that they're seeing too. So good job,
man. All right. So look, man, Ben, I am fucking high on melatonin. I got my Broster's coffee. I'm sucking down something a little special this morning. I think it's time to jump into the 3 count. What do you think?
I think it's absolutely time for our boy Bill. We remember you, brother. Original Impact Crew. Okay, Fabe, y'all.
This is your Impact Attack 3 Count, the 3 biggest pro wrestling and world news stories of the day. Now, back to Ben Hamin and Big Ray.
It is the 3 count, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus Christ, melatonin is fantastic.
It's weird, man. Like I pop for that, but because I can't remember the last time I pinned somebody. I mean, I've been pinned and heard that and heard the crowd pop big, but they don't pop when I go over with the pin or the clutch, you know what I mean, with the tap out. But I've been on the receiving end of that where it's 1, 2, 3, and you just lay there looking up, going, "Did my job."
Yeah, how good do you feel? You know,
it's the most addicting fucking thing there is on the planet, bro. It really is.
It's that feeling that you get, like when I'm producing. You know, so I was producing intros for Big Vito and Noel, and you know, like they would kind of give me an idea, and the way my brain works, I just. You tell me something and 5,000 different things come together, and then I work until I get it done, and then I shoot it to them and I shoot it to you, and then dude, when they put it over hard, like they were getting excited over what they were seeing. I get that adrenaline rush. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Because it's people want to be believed in. We're all out here, no matter how big of stars you think you are. We all need that attaboy pat on the back, and then when you got HMG behind you saying it's not about us, it's about you. And when you do well, we do well. And you're already an established property. Let's shine you. And they haven't felt that in a while. And someone takes stakes and says, look at you. There's you are a star. I know this business has fucked you up, but you are a star.
Vito's awesome.
Sometimes they need that, bro. And then when they see it in action and somebody's working for them, they're so grateful and thankful, and that's all positivity, bro. You know what I mean? That's all good stuff.
I'll tell you what, it is a privilege. And speaking about privilege, Ben, let's talk a little bit about some white privilege.
Oh, I know a thing or two.
What am I talking about? Well, apparently, Ben Hamin, according to USA Today, Capitol riot suspect asked court permission to a vacation in Mexico, and the bitch got it. Let me read this here. A woman accused of participating in the January 6th riots at the U.S. Capitol asked a federal judge for permission to leave the country on vacation later this month and got it. In a Monday court filing, lawyers for Jenny Louise Cudd, I think she was running for Congress or something like that. She had some type of seat. She was the blonde, whatever you want to call her, young lady.
She's a politician, an elected politician.
Yes, and apparently she had a scheduled trip to Mexico. Now hear this. A scheduled trip to Mexico, and it was for a work-related bonding retreat. Okay, I can't wrap my head around this, Ben. Anyway, long story short, the filing obtained by USA Today noted that Cudd had no prior criminal history and has remained in contact with her attorney, so on and so forth, blah, 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 blah. Ben, let's be real here. If this was Billy Ray Valentine, okay, and he stormed the castle, there ain't no way he's leaving New York City or the Bronx.
I mean, there's a lot. I get what you're saying here, but there's a lot of factors at play.
Okay, so
explain. So white privilege, I agree. If it was just a straight up fucking dude or chick from Iowa who had a thing at Sandals that they'd booked 6 months ago for their anniversary, now we're talking a different story. Now let's take. And I'm not trying to deflate your argument, but I just trying to look at it from a different perspective. Okay.
The white perspective?
No, from the even above race, from inside the game perspective.
Ah, the game.
She's got no record. She's an elected official. She's going on a retreat to Mexico for team building. If you're an elected official, what does that mean? What do you think that could possibly be? That whole trip could be paid for by Monsanto, and her team building thing is to meet with what Trump outlawed of having what are the people called that give money from special interest groups?
You asking the wrong guy here, Chief.
Yeah, they just fucking give tons of money to fucking
like a nonprofit type gimmick.
Oh fuck, god damn it! What's the
damn
word?
It, Buddy Rogers.
Trump banned them all the first week, but then they all just became black market. And they're given money they represent whatever corporate interest to get the laws changed, right? So that's probably what she's going to Mexico to do. When I hear team building and fucking, politics, and like it's easy the way the riot has been framed, or protests. Lobbyist is the word I'm looking for. They ban the lobbyists.
Gotcha.
In my head. That part of it is still First Amendment. Did they crash the fucking gates, or were they let through, as Pat Miletich told us? You know what I mean? By that, and you see the complacency, and that's to be decided. Did they strike back and use it in their SJW leftist fucking thing to frame out all the dude who fucking was walking out with the podium and shit? Whatever. I'm not putting on that. Now, what is the judge who passes the decision? Is he in the same political party that she is? And it took 2 phone calls to fucking there. I mean, we're not talking about Karen, the white lady, gets out of fucking jail free card because she's got 2.3 kids in a minivan. We're talking about make some call politics games that are bigger than a fucking race relations type thing. You know what I'm saying, Ray?
This isn't part of the 3 count, but speaking about Karens, and like the other day, for some reason, some stupid, like, oh my god, Britney bitch. You seen with LeBron James, and she got fucking thrown out of it. She went on social media. This is what I'm talking about regarding white privilege. She went on social media and basically threatened LeBron James, saying that, I'm gonna kick your ass. You know what I'm saying? All this bullshit, dude. Like, I'll be honest with you, I'm not that guy that calls out the race card. I'm never that guy. I go both ways, man. But that came out wrong. I sound like Lars Sullivan there. But anyway, she so it's just like there's no way you can, not only, all right, I get it. She has to work or whatever, right? Number one, somebody who did what she did and is apparently going to go on trial for some type of federal offense and breaking into the Capitol.
You're talking about First Amendment. This could go all the way to the Supreme Court. This is the fundamental of fucking being able to gather and protest.
She's going to Mexico. She's going to another country. She might not come back.
That's because, like I'm saying, let's say it's she's coming back. If you're an elected official, you're not just going to Mexico to fucking hide out, especially if you cleared it with the courts. I know that sounds like some big movie thing, but it's not. It's fucking her going to meet with Monsanto or fucking Moderna or whoever the fuck paid and bought out Sandals Cancun, 13 rooms, and fucking they're all going down there to what they're going to do to how does her area get kickbacks to be the first ones to have forced vaccines from Moderna. That's the kind of business that's getting done now, bro.
Okay. You got your shot yet?
No, and I won't. And I'll get fake paperwork when they say you're not getting your third stimulus for $1,400 unless you can prove, and then I'll spend $40 on getting fake paperwork, or I'll make my own in Photoshop to go and do that, because that's where they're going to push us to.
Okay. All right. Well, Ben, speaking about getting pushed, speaking about pushing, speaking about the big push, I don't know. I have no segue.
Orange juice. I do Stevie Richards Fitness. I get my cardio up. I fucking try and keep myself as healthy as possible. I don't need something we're going to talk about on the Horseman tonight. It's not a vaccine. A vaccine has a definite legal definition in how, by science, by trademark, by patent, of what vaccines do. This does not do what a vaccine does, not by definition at all. So the word vaccine is now becoming commonplace just to make people feel, when you go, oh, polio and the polio vac, they go back like we were alive when that fucking was going down.
Right.
Like they're just using this as a word. It's not that at all, dude. It turns your RNA into a pathogen and makes you sick inside of you to fight it. And even then, it's not one and done. A vaccine, you take it and it's there. This is going to be multiple rounds and like more lies, more bullshit. And are you going to be the first to be a fucking test dummy? To fucking like the first out of the gate, first generation anything? Never that done. Never. And I got sent by was it Tasha? Let me see. I'm sorry to fuck up the 3 count, but this shit's important.
No, it's okay. Let's do it, dude. This is what we do.
Let me just scroll here.
We call it in the ring.
Yeah, we do call in the ring because it's the real deal at Hamin Media Group. There's no big, doesn't need to be big notes. Tasha Louise Garner, I believe she's from, in UK, wife 314. But she was telling me about a friend of hers who went to go get a job after being laid off from COVID-19. And one of the questions is, have you had your COVID-19 not test fucking vaccine? So now you're not going to be able to get, what if you put no? Okay, now what if you put yes and you lied and they find out and you're fucked? So now by forcing you and starving you out in a very DX kind of way, whether it's you want your $1,400 stimulus, you're going to get it. You got fired from your job and you want this new job because we're going to set up whatever corporation that everybody has to get it. Oh, you don't want to get it, then you're not going to work here. Like, these are the society structures where they break the backs of good men in order to do that, to take care of their families, to get their greater global agenda done. And dude, it's pitchforks and torches time. That's the only way that we're going to stop it.
That no man might buy or sell, save that he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was just reading Birthright this morning. Tim Alberino's coming of the end. Tons and tons of scripture in here. A lot more religious than I am, but Ray, I'm trying to be the best man I can be.
But I respect that because like my father, who was a minister, he was a Christian minister, he was a pastor, but my father studied the Quran. My father read the Book of Mormon. My father used to know, he even studied what do you call this guy, Gimmick Jones, that wrote the Satan's Bible.
LeVay.
Yeah, my father was well versed with all religions, to understand.
And a simple creature that wants to be led, but I have a problem with the pecking order of what I read in here, where they even talk about the elders and Jesus is the son of the elders, and the angels are nothing more than messengers of them, and on the same side as humans, really, in a subservient way. I say, fuck that. I'm not subservient to anybody. I'm on that Wu-Tang fucking knowledge of self, wisdom. You know what I mean? I am the older gods put me on. Like, dude, if you're such a badass from the upper elders, come on down. Let's get in the ring. And maybe you smoke me in 2 minutes or less than a minute. Fine. But at least I learned my lesson. But I'm not going to live my life subservient to any upper being or any man. I just cannot do that to myself.
Well, this is a better segue. Speaking about being subservient to the fans, speaking about being subservient to humility. You know what it is to be humble, right, Ben?
I've been humbled.
What is it? When you hear the word humble, what comes to mind?
Just to take compliment in stride and not let it bump your ego up.
The most humble man in pro wrestling, Eric Bischoff, advises AEW to be humble as they're competing against WWE's C Game. We've spoken about this many, many times, according to WrestleStink.com. On a recent episode of 83 Weeks podcast, Eric Bischoff discussed the Wednesday night war between AEW, Dynamite, and NXT. I'm going to read you really quickly one thing that Eric Bischoff came out and said, okay? Yeah. And I quote, WWE still has a lot of advantages that AEW doesn't have, Eric Bischoff said. They've been around. This fucking site sucks, bro. It shit pops up.
I know. I hate it.
Anywho, okay, here we go. They've been around a lot longer. They've got a built-in audience between Monday night and Friday night. It's easy to cross-promote their different shows. AEW doesn't have that advantage. That's one of the things he said. What do you think of that?
I think he's spot on with that. I think they're hyping themselves too much. Like, they're really competing. They're competing with OVW. Oh, that's all NXT is OVW with a WWE budget and not the equally as great of training or matches, in my opinion. So they did that and they made it FCW, and then they shut that down and made it NXT. And now, because they said it was a third brand, or whatever legend comes out that they Iggy to say that on social media to pop the sheets. Bischoff's right. Like, if you're really going to go head to head and put a spanking on them, we've talked to her blue in the face, like they got to go to Monday, and they should, and it's only going to drive competition. But Khan is spread so thin, dude, with the Jaguars being terrible,
like his arms.
With the Fulham soccer gimmick getting demoted because they suck so bad, and AEW losing half of their audience in a year's time. Like that's where we're really at, but they're still patting themselves on the back instead of making the real war moves and game moves that they should, bro.
I want to read you 2 more quotes really quickly before we jump into the last part of the 3 count. And I'm skipping a whole lot of this interview, but 2 of the things I made notes on. And I quote, "Be careful trying to create a false sense of success," Bischoff said. "Be careful about trying to brag and create this false sense of superiority for AEW and lose sight of the fact that they're really not competing with the A game. They're competing against the C game." And the last quote here I'm going to throw out there: "If you acknowledge and embrace that underdog vibe that AEW has, because everybody wants to see the underdog win, that's what made the Monday Night Wars fun in that competition." I'll stop it right there. Dude, he is fucking spot on when he's saying this.
Dude, he did this, man. This guy is a seasoned war general who took the shots and fired the shots that Khan is firing at Impact. Like, he's big leaguing Impact, like, as a rib. Like, okay, that's not your competition, so he won't even fight the fucking fight that he's supposed to. He's fighting a worked fight on another ground, which I'm trying to figure out the Sun Tzu art of war of it all, but it really isn't going to benefit him at the end of the day, except getting picked off by more guys who want contracts from him to be on his show. Let's put it this way: how much did they start with in AEW money-wise?
I think, if I'm correct, those like the lower end talent.
No, well, not per contract. The overall budget was $100 million.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's what they started with. Show me the sheets. Who's in the red and who's in the black? Of how much money have they made? Did they make enough from October to March of last year?
Probably not.
To get that over, and do pay-per-views draw enough? Does the advertising draw enough from TNT to get that crossover? Or has he already blown through $100 million based on every expenditure that it has? I know TNT picks up half the arena cost when they were doing live shows. But if they're not doing that now, I don't know what the deal is. And, how much does it cost to open up the arena that you own, pay people every week? It's got to be a money loss since May. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so if you're just getting crushed, how long can you stay in the pocket as a rich kid before you got to ask daddy for a bailout, instead of going head to head when you could actually take and get numbers up and make these moves against them? So, here at the end of the day, $100 million a start, that's a great fucking number to have to start, right?
I'll take it.
How much did Vince make last week?
Oh gosh, $1 billion.
So is there even any comparison?
I got to throw this last thing out because Eric Bischoff here is kind of like, so from what we understand, or what I understand, Eric Bischoff is kind of working with AEW in the dark a little bit, if that makes any sense. And I think he is playing that devil's advocate role on social media, because he ends by saying this, and I quote, "I'm not throwing darts at Tony Khan at all. By no means am I being critical of Tony or things." He said that, okay. What is he saying here? Oh, Chris Jericho, be careful. Don't bang that drum yet. I respect the fuck out of Chris.
Oh, it's all about the ratings god and the demo shit and all that kind of stuff. That's where they're going to go in to go against NXT and pat themselves on the back and act like they're over. But the reality is, if you wanted to do that, and WWE wouldn't soften their brand, but they could easily turn the face of NXT to look like the student show, and that would make AEW look like shit compared to, you know what I mean, by not saying that they're going against the real big dogs. They'd have to ruin their own, but WWE's not going to do that. So everybody sees it. It's transparent. Nobody is talking about AEW kicking the shit out of WWE, except maybe them trying to keep up that appearance. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's all about the money. And show me the fucking ledger sheets at the end of the day, and then I'll show you who's winning.
Well, apparently we have a new tag team coming to AEW. As Lars Sullivan has been released by the WWE. Apparently he's going to be teaming up with Nyla Rose, and they're going to be called Double Penetration.
Why not? Why not get it over?
I mean, they're going to make it tap out.
That's our other 30 count news is Lars Sullivan released, right? So the whole thing was a rib, him yelling, him doing all that stuff. It's all in that same Bruce and Vince rib 'em and test 'em shit. I saw that people are even now that it's coming out that was a test. Shocker. Same as Lana, same as Mickey, same as whatever they want to do, because I don't know why they have this vindictive bone in their body. And then they turn around and in the other part say life's too short and tell people you care about them after Pat dies and then Vince's brother dies. But will we be back to more of the same old, like, oh, Sheamus posed with Miro having breakfast. Fuck Sheamus. We're going to fuck him over too. Like that's in their scope, bro. You know what I mean? Like that's just from their get back. So, that with Lars Sullivan, the guy ruined himself. He never should have even really had a shot based on lying. And then once they found out it was gay porn, they knew they had this guy and that he was just their plaything to fuck him over with, dude. I knew it was coming. Like there was no way that they weren't gonna fucking try and get over on him, and at the expense of putting him on camera. That's the thing. They'll waste USA and Fox's money. And they go to USA and Fox and fucking work those guys and being like, this guy could be whatever, But really, it's all part of their behind the scenes of wait till we fucking make this fucking goof into it. We'll get back at him for talking shit about Stephanie and CM Punk and fucking whatever on the bodybuilding forums and then lying to us about being gay porn and then it gets outed and we look stupid. Don't worry, we'll fucking end this guy. Like that, those conversations happen. He should just go into gay porn and become the biggest gay porn star that there is.
Well, here's the thing. Apparently, there were some quote unquote wrestlers backstage who were getting into Vince McMahon's ear and, about the whole gay porn thing. And, Vince McMahon kind of allegedly is coming out saying that there is no way that he could get over or think of Lars the same way. I think if I have a good feeling that if Vince knew he did gay porn, and it didn't get out, it wouldn't have been a problem. But it got out. It got out. And Lars Sullivan right now is supposed to be this crazy monster. Now, what do we do now? So now, Ben, this is the question before we jump into Impact. All right, let's say gay porn is not an option. Lars Sullivan has a good look. Can you see this guy as a monster in a movie? Do you see him going to Hollywood and doing some type of stuff like that on a TV show? Or should he go to an Impact Wrestling AEW, kind of rebrand himself as a fun-loving character or something more conducive to what we know? I know it sounds stupid. Like
I think he's done in this business, bro.
Like, look, here's the deal. Just because you're gay doesn't mean that you're not tough. Because I do know 2 or 3 gay dudes in my life that will fuck you up. You feel me? So, With that being said, okay, the kid did gay porn. It is what it is. Okay, we joke around about it and shit.
He made a mark out of himself. That's the problem, bro.
Okay, go ahead.
In the fans' eyes, his stock is ruined. So what? You're gonna hire him at AEW and they're gonna get the fucking reject gay porn guy who screamed? Like, what value is that to build him from the ground up? That's a way long project, and the guy's a fucking goof. Because if you look back on the bodybuilding.com post and the way he talked like a mark, sure, in NXT they might have done whatever, but to me, this guy never paid dues on the indies, doesn't know what the fuck's going on, how to work a crowd, how to do whatever, and he's a liability. So why should he get a fucking job over the thousands of other guys who busted their ass, who would actually make something out of it and bring something to AEW, just to have another 6'8" retard who likes to suck cock on the side?
Wow.
Like that's the fucking dude. Like that's just be done in the business, bro.
Okay, so then what do you do? So you're Lars Sullivan, you're 6'2", you're 300 pounds. What do you do? What do you do, Ben? Like if he was
Yeah,
your boy,
like you go to Vivid or you go to whoever because he has celebrity. People are talking about Lars Sullivan.
okay.
So, like just you go and capitalize on that in the quick, like how China did. I see the story ending much like how China's did, to be honest with you.
Well, do you go on USA Today and start talking about how you felt that you were fired because you were gay or you did gay porn? Like, do you go that route, Ben? Since he has no future in this business, that's what you're saying.
That's not a bad thing. If you're ready to go and do that and like be subservient to the gay mafia, they could come to your rescue. I'm, as a businessman, as a wrestling guy, I don't want this dude, not because of any homophobic stuff. I just want like no goofs. And this guy fits the definition of goof, in my fucking opinion. Got it all way too much, too fast because he's the size and look that Vince pops for. But as a worker, you know.
But this is where I see that he has a future in the business. If he goes the route, if Lars Sullivan is listening right now and you go to USA Today, you go to Fox, you go whoever you want to talk to, you go out there and you kind of put out that sob story on how you feel that Vince McMahon let you go allegedly because you did gay porn. Guess what? He becomes a sympathetic figure in the eyes of a lot of these wrestling fans, and he can get signed to a contract. I'm telling you, dude, I think
name me your top 3 crossover gay porn stars.
Ben, there's always going to be the first.
And a guy who lisps and looks like a big goof isn't going to be the one.
Okay. I mean, don't be surprised, dude.
No, dude, who runs this business? What type of people are in this business? 3 types.
I mean, you got the alpha male type.
No.
You got marks.
Carnies, queers, and drug addicts. That's who runs the entertainment business, bro.
Don't you dare call me a queer.
No, but you're a carny.
Oh, maybe.
So, like that's what the entertainment business is made of, especially the wrestling business, dude. So the fact that he is what he is and that's fine and live an openly gay lifestyle and become iconic and maybe be embraced by them. And even some gay, I would look for some like gay brands that only are in the gay community. He could become the hard body fucking dude for gun oil or whatever it is with some lube company or something like that. Like fucking get it over. There's tons of money, and gay money is the most loyal and the most disposable income. Like once you tap into fucking that micro demographic, you got them for loyalty, and they don't usually have kids, and they usually are educated with higher paying jobs, the gay community. Right. So that money is a fucking good resource to tap into. Now, and this is me as a businessman. Identify your top 10 products that you could tie Lars Sullivan to, either as a spokesman, a live fucking jack dude that they want to see, get him on Halstead in Chicago and Boys Town for appearances, wherever you got to go. But like tap into that niche market and maybe give them that. If you're a publicist, you get them with a little techno dude who's into the techno scene as a DJ who's openly gay, and you fucking want to get all that stuff together, like market it the right way. There's value in him because he was a WWE star. Absolutely, bro.
I'm telling you, don't be surprised, Ben, if within a year from now, you heard it here first, that Lars Sullivan is a bigger personality than what he ever was in the pro wrestling business.
I disagree. Darren Young would be bigger than he is.
Yeah, but Darren Young doesn't have
Darren Young fits all. Yeah, but Darren Young fits all the fucking models of what, like, if you were to hook up with the game op and push somebody, I would push that dude. Yeah. Fucking ethnically the right thing for 2021. The look, he looks like John Cena, educated and well spoken, like whereas opposed to Lars is like
you're making my you're validating what I'm saying, and it'll explain to you really quickly before we jump into Impact. Ben, this wrestling business, a lot of people that succeed in this wrestling business aren't necessarily the very best people in the world, and usually
the worst.
Right. So usually breaks kind of break that way for people that are in the position of Lars Sullivan. So Lars, Go to USA Today. Cry.
I don't think crying in Stoogen's a good look, bro.
Tell you, it doesn't matter what's a good look. What matters is the money that's going to go into his wallet.
But that's not the play. Here's the play. If you want to make that move, who is Vince buddies with?
I don't know. Fucking.
He only has one friend, really.
What? He's Pat Patterson's passed away, though.
Yeah, outside of wrestling.
Oh, what's this guy? The guy from NBC.
No, Donald Trump is who I'm not.
Oh, Trump.
Right. So stop right there.
Okay, go ahead.
There was your reaction. Ugh, Trump. Does the gay mafia love or hate Trump?
Oh, they love him.
So they're fucking against him. That's Lars's move, is to hook up with them and say, look at the Trump supporters ran me out. I need to be part of your clique to be protected. And then you make that move behind the scenes. You don't do that on fucking Good Morning America without a lisp sounding like fucking, Sylvester and shit, and like exposing yourself. The only movie roles he's going to get is something that's silent because he can't talk.
He can. I mean, I don't know, Ben.
They'll put him in some movie where he's got his shirt off behind the fucking bar and he's in Shameless or something like that. Like, I even watched the first 15 minutes of Girl Fight, or Chick Fight on Amazon. Oh, brutal. They said it was supposed to be like a women's fight club, but it's like a terribly acted, tongue-in-cheek chick flick version. Kevin Nash right out of the gate, the father of the main girl, comes out as gay with the little Asian twink dude after the wife had died, and they paint Nash as gay right like that. This movie is a gay mafia 101 production, bro. And of course, they took the alpha male from wrestling and made a rib to show that he'll fucking dance and do gay stuff, because
he's done it before. He's done it at the Longest Yard.
Yeah, and in fucking you got Magic Mike,
right.
Which who's watching that movie? Two groups. Women and
two what?
Two groups of people.
Group.
So all right. Why do they do that to guys like Nash? There's a specific reason that the these behind the scenes forces put him in these roles, bro.
I get you. My only fear is that Lars Sullivan, like you said, I agree with you. One thing, it's going to end either one of two ways. Either Lars Sullivan is going to grow from this and something is going to break for him, or he's going to break. And my fear, and my honest fear, and I hope this is not a fact, that it doesn't go the China route.
Dude, they already said that he's got mental issues.
I know that's the thing. Like, listen, no matter how much of a dick the guy is, or how weird he is, or how he talks, I don't know. We don't know. But I never want anyone to have to go down that dark path. I don't care who you are.
He also did the thing, wasn't he, sending some fucking yoga chick, like, send me DMs and shit like that? Wasn't that him?
Yeah.
Okay, dude. The guy's got issues, bro. Like, get him out of the business. He's a liability. Go do what you got to do. Go be a dungeon master in fucking Las Vegas and put on a leather daddy mask and go live your life. I don't give a fuck really what happens to him.
Well, Ben, I got to tell you something, Ben. There's one thing I gave a fuck about this week, and when I'm talking about pro wrestling wise, besides the Royal Rumble, which I actually really enjoyed. And I know you guys were talking about in the Monday Locker Room.
Yeah, there was good stuff. They just missed a lot of it was good. Could have been great. I mean, they missed 5 to 10 major opportunities to do very cool nostalgia or get somebody over the right way, and that's just it.
I honestly thought that, to be honest with you, I kind of thought with the big ninja outside, I thought number 15 in the Royal Rumble should have been a guy like the Great Khali, and they should have stood eye to eye. You know what I'm saying?
You just did that show in India. You're trying to get the India market over again. So 11 missed opportunities. You're right.
But let me tell you something. There was a show this week that I feel took advantage of a lot of the things that they booked in long-term booking, and it was one of the best wrestling shows on wrestling TV. And we have the privilege of reviewing Impact Wrestling, February 2nd, 2021. And Ben Hamin First, I wanted to talk to you about D'Lo Brown and Matt Striker as they introduced, the show to us. I thought, my humble opinion, I thought D'Lo Brown did a much better job this week, or was it just me? Right?
And Matt Striker popped me right out of the gate because he buried the shit out of that Fire and Ice scene or Fire and Desire from last week 3 times. He goes, it wasn't very good in my opinion. And it was a bad scene. Like they either listened and, we were honest about it. I want everybody to succeed, but that was just some, black stereotype stuff with the fucking soul food and nobody's getting over, and it's not well thought out to have any big conclusion. And Nevaeh's in the Marshmallow Man outfit. It's just like, what are we doing, bro?
They buried it, and it was good. That was smart.
They had to. Like, why try and sell for it and recap? Like, shit all over. If it's bad, what did I say? If we're going down, bro, don't try and pull back on the stick. It's inevitable. You fucking slam that bitch into the mountain as hard as you can, and then there will be no survivors, And that was good that he kind of did shit, because I was like, are they going to not reference it? No, they're going to reference it and shit on it. Good for you.
I like that Matt Striker seems to be leaning towards a little bit of a heel play-by-play guy, where I don't know if you noticed that this week a little bit. D'Lo Brown's, the good guy. Yeah. And, Bobby, what is it? Bobby Heenan, Gorilla Monsoon, would you stop type thing. I like that. And you see, Matt Striker works as a heel commentator, and I'll tell you why, in my opinion. Matt Striker is the teacher. That's his gimmick.
Heel, bro. I mean, yeah, dude.
Excellent heel. He's smarter than you. You know what I'm saying? It works, and I thought D'Lo Brown and Matt Striker did a really good job this week.
We got triggered right there.
Well, who got triggered?
Me, just because when Matt Striker was on top, when I very first started writing, one of the first things I wrote, because he's boys with Matt Striker too, and I thought it would get on TV. I don't know what heat he had, but this guy had money written all over him, bro. And then he kind of went away. His name's Mason Rage. He was a indie worker in the Northeast for a lot of years. He came up with Striker, and he was also a teacher as well. And you could have made him vice principal Rage, and along with Matt Striker, and he could have been Striker's bodyguard. Dude, Mason Rage is a great performer at OVW, and
I remember him.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal was, bro, but we worked with him a lot, and he was always awesome. But I wrote this whole thing to do something with Vice Principal Rage and fucking and them together. Yeah, dude, Mason Rage was bad as fuck, bro.
That guy has talk about having a look.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he's WWE 101, and I don't know why they didn't sign him. There must have been some heat there. But I just remember that, just when I talk about Striker, I just thought about that and putting him back, dude. But I probably wrote about 14-page treatment for WWE that got submitted, and then they didn't use it.
Wow, man. Yeah. Mason Rage. So no reason as to why. How big was this guy? He looks like a big dude.
Yeah, he's 6'4", 6'5", fucking probably bench about 370. So next to Striker, it'd been awesome, because all Striker would have to do was talk and fucking unleash the Vice Principal Rage on him, go in and fucking kill people. And that was the time of I remember I had set it up because what's his name with one leg?
Zach Gowen.
Zach Gowen was in there, and that was like going to be the set off point. And then Colin Delaney was in ECW getting fucked up every week. So Mason Rage would have like taken both of them, and anybody that was small that we could turn into like a student to get punished. That was what the gimmick was going to be.
How was Mason as a worker?
He's fucking good. Well, he did fuck up my guy Ali's collarbone and shoulder, and Ali should have had it reset, and he didn't. So for like a year, he was fucked up. And it was kind of a weird thing, because Rage in the locker room, we were on this indie show. We shouldn't have been working because OVW didn't want us to, so Ali was all paranoid. But fucking Rage didn't really handle it the right way of like when you hurt a guy, you know what I mean? He did a little, but then like Ali puts his arm over, and Rage goes, I've got good range of motion, and then Rage just goes back to putting his clothes back on and shit. And Ali was not happy about it, which I can understand. If the guy hurt you, absolutely. But Mason Rage needs to be going over strong on guys in an Ultimate Warrior type way. So that's what he would do. So Just happens, man. But he was always a good enough guy to us, and he was always awesome in training. And he was older like me than the other kids in the class. We were like two of the maybe 4 or 5 of us were men, and everybody else is kind of like, college age.
Well, Ben, not everybody's a worker like the great Nia Jax. And speaking of female workers, these two did their best to be as good as Nia Jax, but we had Tasha Steelz in the ring with Havok. And, they're building towards this, I believe, the inevitable tag team run of Havok and, what's her tag team? Nevaeh. I think they're going to be champions, and they're going to be dominant champions for some time.
Why do that, though? They should have done it out of the gate, bro.
They should have, but they didn't. They didn't. They wanted to put.
So now that whole thing they did means nothing, because when they go over, it's going to be the big high point. Why not pay it off at your pay-per-view, and they're making Nevaeh and Havok baby faces?
Yeah,
it's weird.
It is weird.
They're both, kind of goth a little bit, and Havok's got the big gimmicks, and so does Nevaeh to have him out. So she's working on herself, but she's still, a destroyer, even though she's pseudo sexy. But to see Havok like smiling in the ring is funny to me in a weird way. But I'm happy for her. But how is a little, not even Tasha Steelz isn't little, like she is, but she's jacked. But how is Tasha Steelz supposed to handle a Havok and get heat on her?
Now, this was my problem during this match. If there was a problem, I thought Tasha Steelz got way too much offense and got
way too much in on her.
Got Havok off of her feet way too much. And I have to say something about Nevaeh. Nevaeh is that very rare mix of sexy, because she is beautiful, sexy, but yet she still can be that monster. And that's somebody that if WWE was really interested in bringing somebody that could work and could be a pinup girl at the same time and be a monster for real, not like Nia Snax, Nevaeh is the way to go. I'm dead serious.
They've had their chance with her many times.
What a shame.
And that is, but Nevaeh is good with that, because you need a competent heel to lead green baby faces, and her and Havok did that for a decade. It's shimmer and shine, bro. So like these girls will come in who are the hot little pieces of ass, but once the bell rings, you got to have a competent heel to work them. So that's why both those girls know how to work heel very, very well.
Well, Havok and Nevaeh were they're working more like tweeners, because they technically did cheat to win this match. Where what's that?
Yeah, she hooked the leg. Nevaeh hooks the leg into it. So that's a weird part of this, of why are we going tweeners on both of them? Because now hooking the leg is empathy for Fire and Desire, who we were conditioned that they're heels going over. So when they went over, there's weird stuff here, man, where we're kind of flip-flopping back and forth. Even before they won, Nevaeh and Havok like grabbed Fire and Desire, put them against the wall by their throats. And that's the heel thing. But now they're smiling in the ring like, we got to make a choice and figure out what the lines are here, or nobody's really going to get over fully.
I have a feeling that once they put the titles on Havok and Nevaeh, they're going to turn full heel.
I don't know. The way they're building them now, people are going to pop when they go over. And you don't want to pop when your heels go over.
I'm wondering I don't know what they're trying to do. Are they doing like a Undertaker Kane? They really should be bad, but they're good.
Bro. I think they missed it, man. They should have turned Fire and Desire and kept on the way they were with the Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Sweetie, and kept it in that world star realm and had them be ghetto fabulous hip girls who know all the lingo but are still babies. Anti what Sasha is. Sasha's trying to do it and be a bitch, right? Like, these girls need to actually press up on Swinger and use their sexuality to rob him of things. They need to seduce Falaba. They need to, do whatever they need to. Twerk on fucking referee,
Hebner.
No, the fucking dude was going to marry.
Bravo,
Johnny Bravo. Because give him a lap dance because his wedding's fucked up and he's still a bachelor or something. Like things that are baby face that are whatever, that strip club welcome to the stage, Amber fucking mentality. Havok and Nevaeh should be straight up fucking bad bitches who are not to be fucked with. You know what I mean? I see Nevaeh as the Baroness from G.I. Joe, and I see right, and I see Havok as just a fucking destroyer. Like that's what I want to see. So they're now crossed back and forth between those lines, and they've lowered the stakes of the babies, and they made the monster heels into likable, and that's a tough fucking thing to do, man.
And you would have been a great G.I. Joe character, like a bad guy.
I've tried, to be honest with you, bro. When they rebooted, I knew the guy. I met the dude who writes G.I. Joe now, or did. I think he might have just given it up. He knew APOC or Rick Victor very well. And so I had that kind of thing, and we went back and forth for a little bit. And I thought in this special spin-off thing they were doing that I might be able to fucking get in as a G.I. Joe. Like, that'd be my dream come true. I was a massive G.I. Joe mark as a kid, bro. So
who's your guy?
Oh, Storm Shadow. Me
too.
Yeah, dude.
Storm Shadow was the, and what's this guy's name? What is that?
This is.
Oh yes.
Yeah, this is pretty rare actually. There's only. This is 2762 of 5,000. So,
I forgot. Well, why am I forgetting this guy's Shipwreck?
Shipwreck. I didn't really care for him that much, but you know who should have played Shipwreck in the movie?
Who's that? Tom Selleck.
Al Snow should have played Shipwreck in the movie, bro.
Yeah, he would have been a great Shipwreck.
Would have been awesome.
It would have been a great Shipwreck. Ben is putting his anyway. So Ben, we go backstage. Oh, I'm sorry. We have D'Lo Brown and Matt Stryker recounting what happened last week after they went off air, and Ken Shamrock went absolutely ballistic, and he just tore the ankle off of the referee, and security guards were coming in. He was just punching people, knocking people out. He was just a nut. And then finally, he does what crazy people do. He flipped on his own man. He flipped on Sami Callihan, and Sami Callihan is slugged in the corner, looking up like Frankenstein's monster. What the hell did I just create? I can't control this. Godzilla has been released on Tokyo, and this is my fault. And I loved the way they did this, Ben. I love that they brought to light what happened after we went off the air last week. And then there was an interesting interaction between Scott D'Amore and Sami Callihan backstage.
I think. What do you think this is?
What do you mean?
I'll tell you what I think it is. Tell me what you think this segment is for Shamrock. Where does he go?
Where does he go? I thought he was just gonna go off and leave.
Yeah, I think he's done. I don't think they can pay. I don't think they can pay him anymore.
No, that's it.
Yeah. So that's a good bit of business on the way out. Suspend them for fucking guys over. It's sad because Shamrock is awesome on there, but then Sami wraps it up with D'Amore saying he turned on me. I came here to ask you to suspend him.
I was gonna fire him.
Yeah. So Sami steals the show with the mic work in this. Even later when he does it with what's his name from the Rascals?
I forgot his name too. We'll figure it out. I have it in my notes.
But in that he's phenomenal. Steals the scene in that as well. Even references their big friend Trey Miguel. He references their big send off, and what a waste of money and time that was. Like I popped fucking big for that shit, dude. Remember those guys were crying and shit in the ring, and now two of them signed with NXT, and the other one's back after he did the big cry spot. Like, call shit out. And
I like that.
What Sami did, man. It was fucking awesome. But I didn't like it when Owens called out the game of Roman Reigns. He called him. He goes, "You're a you're playing community theater mafia boss." I was like, "Oh, you don't call that game move out. You can call out what they did in the storyline, but that was breaking the game and the wrong move."
So in other words, you call out shit like we're gonna see like a bad segment that's like with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from last week.
Right.
Call that out because that's wrestle crap. Let people know. Do not insult their intelligence. Yes. They did it right. They called it out. But when you're building a story around your number one guy in the WWE.
You don't call out the move of what it is, achievements, because then we've broken that reality. Because what should have Reigns done right there? What should he have called Owens? If you want to break realities,
I mean, he could have called him.
Simple. Go right to third grade. You are.
Well, you're fat. You're fat. You're
not. The fact that Owens is not in any shape to fucking hang with Roman Reigns in the fans' eyes, and him not calling that out is Roman keeping the reality. The other one with Owens calling out the game move of the character that he's trying to portray is a fucking break of reality. And I don't think Owens knows that until he felt that. I'm sure he felt it when he said it because he was trying to improvise. But once we create the reality, we can call out the wrestle crap or whatever it is inside of it. But once we break it, now we're swimming and we're going, oh, the audience knows that this is phony. And you know what I mean? You just feel it.
I could definitely see Owens going off for 15 minutes and then just Reigns looking at him going, yeah, but you're fat. So
yeah, but he didn't. And because he wanted to keep the reality, he had the opportunity to do that, but he played to a higher stakes where Owens tried to make a move and it stung. It was that, but now everything that we tried to set up is kind of shit on because you wanted to make that one move.
Well, I'll tell you who's making moves right now backstage. Sami Callihan making some type of moves. Again, we talked about how he went backstage with Scott D'Amore and he seemed to be plotting. I don't know what he's trying to do, get in the good graces of Scott D'Amore. Maybe he knows he fucked up and he's trying to get in the good graces of Impact.
Sorry, we got to do this. Frank's Pickle Barrel. That's an avid follower. We're here 16 strong. Appreciate you guys in the chat. I see what's going on. Sammy is an indie star. I'm just a fan, but he won't bring one fan to the TV set if he was in WWE. I disagree fully. Sami Callihan can get over with a promo and a hardcore match on anybody. I had written him a brilliant outline for the hacker thing as Solomon Crow that would have put him against Triple H and done the hacker bit right, not how they did it with Ali. And then the hacker bit's done in Impact with some of that same creative that we came up with. It's about character and it's about stakes. And Sami Callihan could have got over with technology, with a lot of other things where before he barely ever had to wrestle, and he can carry a main event. So, I think if anybody could have got over in WWE, which is so promo heavy, it's Sami Callihan, dude.
I'll go as far as saying that Retribution, if done with Sami Callihan, would have succeeded
10 times better. 10 times better.
But anyway, man, let's move on. We have a lot of show to talk about. We have Tommy Dreamer back.
He goes, you think his size is okay for WWE? Put him with Retribution with fucking Flip Flop and Tic Tac and fucking Mace, and you don't need to be big. You got a wall of fucking human shields between you. That's what I did as Hacker Hamin. I had a 400 fucking pound Eric Mohammed Timmons and 300-pound Pete Dirty Bomb Disorder. So I can do all the dirt I want. You got to go through them to get to me. While I make my getaway, I will sacrifice my chess pieces so the king can live another day. That's the game you play out.
Yeah, I mean, all I have to say is that Johnny Gargano is over.
Yeah, exactly. Gargano got over. Callihan can get over, bro.
Yeah,
Callihan's better than fucking Gargano and Cole on the mic all day long.
And you know what, guys? If they never wanted to bring up Sami Callihan and kept him on NXT, I think this Retribution in NXT would be amazing if done right. So anyway,
if they would have let me direct it how I wrote it, yeah, it would have been.
Well, them is the breaks and that's the business, isn't it, Ben?
That's it, kid.
Listen, man, we got Rich Swann and Tommy Dreamer backstage, and Dream is excited to get his world title shot. Listen, man, I like the way this is going. I like the homage to the old ECW without calling out ECW so much, and I love the fact that Tommy. I know, but what I'm saying is that I know he called it out, but they didn't. I can't explain it. Like, it's more about Tommy Dreamer and Rich Swann. Like they paid.
It all comes full circle, right? They're showing that, and that's the beautiful thing. They're playing to the game of a bigger pattern, where even if we do what Tommy did with Terry and we switch the roles, which I thought you'd see it more with Eddie and Tommy, but fucking we're gonna put Rich in here. boom, like now we got something that's for the 30-year watcher in our age demographic feeds to our nostalgia. It's very good. But then
what?
we go to the ring and fucking Swan is doing Mr. All Night Long when this is supposed to be a serious thing, dude. I'm like, why is Swan back to wearing a Michael Jackson thing and shucking and jiving when this is supposed to be a torch pass and hardcore nostalgia?
You know,
it kills me, man. The black man fucking having to tap dance in this shit. I don't care if it's New Day, if it's Street Profits, if it's fucking House Party, or one of the other fucking rapping. Like, dude, the nonstop shucking and jiving needs to go. That's why Hurt Business is fucking way better, even though they're not being used in the right way either. At least they're not out there fucking dancing for the man, samboing around. It's unbelievably terrible.
I got to tell you something, though. And I agree with you 100% when it comes to Rich Swann, what he should not do. Number one, I wanted to talk about this during the main event, but might as well talk about it now. Rich Swann comes out with a shiny, oversized jacket that makes him look even smaller than what he is, with the Impact title around his waist. I can't buy him as champion. I'm sorry, Rich. I think you're a phenomenal talent. As an X Division champion, absolutely. As a tag team champion, Impact, sure. But dude, that's not my Impact champion. Like, not for nothing, I'm gonna tell you this right now, Ben. I think they should put the belt on Tommy. I think that Tommy should be a transitional champion that Moose has to beat. And I think Tommy scraps and fights, and when that title match happens, I could see this shit being a barn burner, dude. I really do. I think it's gonna happen, dude. I think Tommy Dreamer is gonna be the Impact Wrestling champion, and he's gonna be
just have Moose go over strong on fucking on Swan. You heard him, leave him laying. Tommy's fucking challenges in a blood feud. The big match is Tommy versus Moose as champion.
It's gonna happen though, either way.
Moose goes over again on Tommy, leaves him laying. Then fucking Eddie Edwards comes to fucking help Tommy. He fucking kills Eddie Edwards. So you just keep Moose strong as fuck. Moose's contract's up this summer. So are you going to tear him down, or are you going to build him up and try and re-sign him and keep him on top as a property? It's better to build him and send him off, because that makes Impact look good. If they bury him, he's fucked. So from right now, I'd have him go over on Swan and keep the title till it's time to either renegotiate or for him to leave, or show up and do the fucking Shane Douglas on AEW with the fucking Impact title.
I don't know, Ben. I see them revisiting the whole Terry Funk thing, and I think they're going to give Tommy Dreamer a run. We'll find out.
Dreamer doesn't win belts, bro. Dreamer's gimmick is to lose.
I know that, but he is 50 years old.
So it's not believable for him to win and hold it.
Why not? Terry Funk did it.
Dude, because this is what happened with Drew and Goldberg, isn't it? Did you want to see Goldberg go over?
No, but this is different. Like, this is the good feel story.
I love it, but you got to trust my psychology.
No, I trust your psychology, but I'm looking to where I believe they're gonna go.
I don't think putting the belt on Dreamer does anything. Leaving Dreamer laying in a mess does everything.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll see. But I have a feeling they're gonna put the belt on Dreamer.
Heels need
what? Heat.
Yes. And does Dreamer going over for the title give a heel heat?
Well, when Tommy Dreamer finally beats Rich Swann for the title, and then he fucking gets destroyed by Moose.
Why would Dreamer beat Rich Swann for the title?
Because he's a crafty veteran.
Dreamer's hardcore, and you don't want to see fucking Dreamer beating the shit out of Rich Swann with fucking the bell spot and the fucking kendo sticks. It's about Moose. It's about Moose going over strong on fucking Swann because he is way bigger. It's about Moose going over on fucking Dreamer because there's nostalgia and heat there. It's about him taking his fucking Padawan, Eddie Edwards, and Eddie's got to come do the fight, and he leaves him laying as well. And you just fucking keep building them until a Brian Cage or somebody comes back to face Moose.
Okay.
It ain't Dreamer, buddy. I love you, but There's more.
We'll see.
More business to be done. Now, I'm not saying they won't do it the wrong way, but there's more business to be done in keeping Moose strong as a heel.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I think this is I didn't say it was the right way. I just say this
Let me tell you, did you watch the Yokozuna doc?
Not yet, no.
It's fucking good. It's damn good.
All right, I'll check it out then.
But WrestleMania 9, what happened? What happened?
Oh, that's when Hulk Hogan came in and stole Bret Hart's shine.
It will be very similar feeling. Not Bret Hart's shine, Yokozuna's shine.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, Yoko's heat. He killed Yoko's heat right away. Yoko beats Bret, big heat. Who's the fuck? Oh, that motherfucker. From there, you got 3 months of Yoko being on top, getting heat. Instead, Hogan fucking politics his way in. Baby comes in, pays off the heel heat right there, and leaves everybody with a Lars Sullivan kind of feeling in their mouth.
I remember when Hogan won that belt back, and people were like, "What?"
And that's not too far from what you're kind of laying out there by taking the heat away from the heel. See what I'm saying?
I got you.
Okay.
Ben, we go backstage. We're talking AEW Dynamite Beach Break, or they wrote Beach Beak here at WrestleStink.com. Good job, guys. Anyway, we have the Good Brothers backstage, and what is it? Cowboy James Storm and Gimmick Jones. They're back there, Saban, and they won a title shot right away. Anyway, there was a segment. They're not going to fight in the parking lot. We'll move on. Too much shit going on. I really wanted to spend time on this really quickly. Josh Alexander versus Madman Fulton. Dude, first and foremost, Madman Fulton comes out looking like a world beater. I love his music. I love everything about the guy. I think he's gotten really good. But Josh Alexander is another guy who I like a lot, dude. And during this match, I'm like, yeah, I believe that. I believe Josh could do that. I believe Josh is strong enough to do that. I believe, like, Josh is a really good wrestler, and that's his gimmick, being a wrestler. And he goes over clean on the monster. Dude, what did you think? He hit that fucking pile driver gimmick on him. I couldn't believe he got him up. How strong is this dude? How badass does Josh Alexander look right now? Seriously.
Yeah, well, why does he look badass? Let's talk about that.
Talk to me.
What did you say in the first opening match that you didn't like with Havok?
Oh, she gave too much to
and man give too much to Josh?
He did, but at the same time,
no, he didn't. He kicked the fuck out of Josh, bro. He that match was 80-20 Madman.
Okay, right.
So what does that mean? So if it's 50-50 and I beat you, nobody's really over. If you kick my ass for fucking 80% of the match and I win, now I beat the monster because they see me on the fucking cell.
I'm sorry, Ben. You did play a Jedi mind trick with me.
What's that?
No, because I'm thinking about having. I'm like, yes, you're correct. He did give too much, which
he gave him too much. I mean, you don't see, and I don't expect you to see it, Ray. You haven't been in the ring as much as you've learned from me, unless you're in the ring. Same thing, like Rick Vickery didn't see it, but all I had to do was say it. If you go back and watch the Monday Locker Room about Damian Priest, because Vickery's putting him over, he's in there. I go, no, dude, he wasn't good. He's like, why do you think that? I go, bro, he killed his size. He waste.
That's a good Rick Vickery. Do it again.
No, I can't do it right now.
They were great.
Yeah, Rick. Ben Hamin, why do you think that is? But I go, dude, he killed his size. You see Beast go, yep. He goes, bro, he looks great, but he gave everybody way too much. Who was in the ring then that he could have lawn darted and just started throwing guys? That was his time to do it. Instead, he was so excited about being on the main roster that he wants to make guys look good. Not when you're 6'7". You got to fucking come in and show that you're protecting your size and getting guys out, right? So, like, Fulton in this one, whoever agented it, or else these guys are smart enough to know, hey, I'm going to win. Josh Alexander says, you got to kick the shit out of me, because if you do, I have empathy, and then I beat you. Now, I don't know if getting the big man up, hitting that finish is the way to go after all that heat he worked on him. I might have chose something a little more wrestling where he out wrestles him and fucking beats him, where big man thinks he's got him set up, comes in with the big boot on the fucking middle of the ropes or in the corner, leg goes over the top, so he's crotched. Then you hook him with a back suplex and stack him. You know what I mean?
Well, I wouldn't have been mad with some type of Greco-Roman roll-up pin.
So, yeah, absolutely. Something, a crucifix pin out of that while he's on the cell from the nuts is a perfect wrestling finish,
right?
Because Big Man worked all this heat and Josh was fucked. He only has one real weapon, the wrestling knowledge. Let's use the wrestling knowledge at the right time when he slips on a banana peel to have him go over and boom. And then Fulton can be selling his nuts, mad as fuck, wanting retribution because he only got beat by a crucifix. He didn't knock him out. Now Josh Alexander can knock out the monster. We played that card way too early, bro.
But the business is Josh Alexander and Ace Austin, and Ace Austin sold the fuck out of the fact that holy shit, he just beat my monster.
Why didn't Ace Austin stop that fucking finish? That's another choice. His monster should not be getting taken out clean like that. So Ace Austin should have come in and had a DQ match instead of getting him over if need be. So this was a good. I like that it was 80-20, but it was the wrong finish, in my opinion, to further this, bro.
I got to put over that every time I listen to the Monday Locker Room. By the way, the Monday morning monologue, Ted, I don't know, it's genuinely getting better and better every week. Like the bad dad jokes are really funny, and I find myself listening to the Monday Locker Room when I'm closing the building down. And I find myself laughing a lot to myself, and you're doing a phenomenal job. But I have to put over Rick Vickery as do you remember that guy? He used to be the voice of Tony the Tiger, but he was also the golden voice of AWA, Lee Marshall.
Oh, yeah, Stagger Lee, for sure. He's got some of that in him.
Dude, Rick Vickery is the Lee Marshall of this HMG. What's up, man? Scott, what does he got to say?
Woodford just says, I agree with Ben because I see Strowman do that in the past with big guys. No need to give them much. Cage especially does this, but I appreciate the big $4.99 super sticker cheer there, Scott. Appreciate you. You've been a very big supporter all month long, man, of HMG platform. I just want to shout you out there. Mike Roche as well been in here. Man beats his money, no doubt, big time. So
Mike Roche is a good wrestling name.
Yeah,
Mighty Mike Roche.
Foray Roche.
All right, you from now on you are Mighty Mike. Mighty Mike Roche, that's going to be your name. Just putting it out there. Thank you for the super chat, my friends. So check it out. Here's the deal. We come back from break, all right, man? We got Brian Myers. He feels kind of responsible. You know, he's somewhat responsible for his own eye injury because, you know, he's the most professional wrestler. He blames himself because he was in the ring with somebody who is not a professional wrestler. The least professional wrestler, Eddie Edwards, comes out to the ring to attack him again when out of the fucking blue, Hernandez shows up as Brian Myers' muscle. And then out of the blue, we got Matt Cardona, woo, 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 you know it, coming to the ring to help Eddie. What is going on here?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Weird, right?
Yeah, I mean, they want to do stuff with they want to do stuff with Cardona and Hawkins, but this isn't getting into it the right way, bro. Like, we're missing here, right? We're missing the.
It's going to be a tag match, guys. At No Surrender. I'm just putting it out there. That's what they were talking about backstage, but I don't know.
This is a miss opportunity here, in my opinion. Both these guys, the story is either them together or them in singles opposed, and for a reason that we didn't really get, except for last week when they walked by and one dissed the other one. So I don't know. There's too much talent right here with not enough storyline stakes. This needs been vetoed, big vetoed on the writers' room table about 3 weeks ago, and something else better should have been mapped out for all these guys.
Yeah, I agree. But
he is still with Hernandez and Falaba. Like that we never resolved that with the money, even though we wrapped up WrestleCrap, we could fucking do something with them. Then Major Brothers should be together or opposed each other, and Eddie Edwards should be on to some new business with somebody else completely, or in the Tommy Dreamer business with Moose. Really, that's where they need to go. Whatever this is in the middle here is going to be forgettable at best.
Speaking about business, dude, business is really good, daddy. For Johnny Swinger. I love I love that little laugh he does after he says everything. With the Carney talk. Dude, they're playing poker backstage. We have Johnny Bravo who lost his job, you know. He lost his job. He lost his best friend, but he's got a job making minimum wage as a poker dealer backstage at the wrestling events. Ben, what do you think of this little segment? This was fun for me.
It was good little get everybody's character in, and it had some music underneath it that was like an 80s thing, didn't it?
I didn't. Sure.
There was something at the end with Follow where the way it ends, it seemed like an 80s sitcom.
What the thing is that yesterday was in fact Groundhog's Day, and Falaba looks in the camera, TV sitcom, and he goes, "Man, it feels like it's Groundhog's Day." After
Right. Yeah, I think there's something there. I think there's some 80s sitcom thing there from the next wrestling crap. You know? Yeah, there's something there. I don't know. We'll see where it goes, but after Wrestle House and Wrestlers Court, you know, and getting guys over, whatever they're going to do in a group scene, it seems to be working, man.
I'm going to just start calling people daddy. Hey, daddy.
Well.
I'm still in your gimmick, Johnny. This is what it is. Eddie Edwards. All right, I already talked about that. So we get a match. We get Crazy Steve with Rosemary versus Larry D with AC Romero.
Crazy Steve gets it, bro. On his entrance, I was super impressed how he was working. Right. Dude, he looked like for empty arena wrestling, his entrance was one of the coolest things on the show, bro.
When he comes up like Rosemary does.
It was just very well done.
But I got to tell you something. I don't know how you felt about this. I loved the finish of this match. I loved it because it came out of nowhere, dude. Larry, see, this is where D'Lo Brown and the teacher, what's his name? Matt Striker, were putting over how Larry D has that one knockout punch, the one knockout punch. They're putting it over the whole match. You're thinking subconsciously, when is that knockout punch going to? There was a couple of threats of violence where he missed the knockout punch. And then you think Crazy Steve is going to go over after the awesome entrance. You have Rosemary in the corner. Crazy Steve is going crazy, right? He does this spot where he jumps. He does like the AJ Styles gimmick where he's going to jump off the top rope and give the flying fucking burrito, whatever they call it, the forearm. But Larry D out of nowhere, boom, lands that right hand, dude, knocks him cold out. Perfect. For me,
he hit perfectly, bro.
Perfect, bro. This match got me excited for multiple reasons. Crazy Steve was great. Larry D was great. AC was great as a distraction outside. Rosemary was great as at the end of the match as the two big guys who shouldn't be afraid of anybody. They're afraid of her. Why? And it makes you think why. And now we're gonna move forward because they get interviewed backstage. And they're like, oh, we're not scared, but she's scary, but we're not scared of her. Bullshit. They're scared of her. And this is going to build a story. I'm excited about this story. I'm excited about seeing Crazy Steve get all this work. I'm excited about the Hive. Not the Hive. What do they call themselves? Jesus Christ. Decay. I'm excited about Decay coming back together and hopefully getting a third member. I think they need a monster like that.
Right? Because how else are they going to do the tags to get them over? They're not going to have Rosemary with them.
I'm talking a lot here, but I got to tell you this, Ben. Madman Fulton's loss could be Decay's gain if they do it right. Listen to me, Impact Wrestling.
I know what you want to do, but I think Fulton's with Aries. I just think they messed that finish.
Listen, guys. Listen to what I'm saying, Impact Wrestling. Okay, you got Madman Fulton who lost. Okay, he lost. You got Ace. You got Ace Austin who fires him because what does he need a monster like that for if he's going to lose the match so quickly?
You're trying too hard, buddy.
Then listen to me. Long-term story booking. Fucking Madman Fulton goes in a downward spiral, loses a couple of matches. He finds himself alone, and then he finds a place where he fits right in, and that would be with Decay.
Yeah, I get it, but you have to have a guy on a losing streak to bring him in as a thing, and then he's already lost. Give
me the pencil. Where's the pencil?
It's up your ass. You know where it was.
Oh, wow.
It's in your mouth. You wouldn't talk about it. That's what my old foreman used to say. I'd be like, "Where's the shovel?" He goes, "Up your ass." You know where it was.
You put that. Who was that? Who was that?
That was Jake Rocker, and fucking then when I tried to get him with it, "Where's the shovel?" It's up your ass. You know where it was. It's in your mouth. You wouldn't talk about
Speaking about shoveling, Ben Hamin just finished shoveling 5 feet of snow
About 2.5, but
in the compound.
Snow blowing it.
We got a foot over here too in the city. It was crazy.
They got let loose. I don't
so what
know.
did you think of this? What did you think of this match?
Because of that, he could fit in, but it's a two. You just keep with it. That's the business. They need somebody new who's in the industry. To be honest with you, even though he's a small guy and he'd look good, I think he's an ROH though. But that Danhausen fucking dude, the little skinny fucking gremlin type kind of fucking dude, and he cuts a hell of a promo and he does crazy shit. So if you got two giant fat guys, why not have two little clowns together?
What's his name? Dan what?
Danhausen, Danhausen. He cuts all these weird promos. He's fucking over, bro. He's in ROH now.
I gotta take a look at this guy. Oh wow. That is if that is not a guy that should be on Decay.
Okay.
Good Lord.
Yeah, Danhausen. So yeah, Mike Roche says he doesn't think he's under contract, so snap him up. But I agree. If I got a number one pick, it's that fucking dude. You got to watch some of his promos too.
I got to check him out, dude.
They're really fucking good.
This guy, look at his look. Look at this gimmick with the fucking bats in the background and shit.
He does a lot of little creepy things that you can get over with character. And if you got two guys the size of sumos, why get another big guy to put in there? Fucking make him get the opposite. Get the smaller fucking dude. So when he's sitting on AC's shoulders, ripping at his face, laughing like a madman, he's like the little fucking dude at the end of Jabba the Hutt's fucking.
Yes,
I mean, that's who he is, bro. So let's play up to that. That would be great. That's my pick.
What did you love about this match? What didn't you like about this match with Larry D? And
I like the finish out of nowhere a lot. The big punch. Larry D is kind of waffling back and forth of being a singles character. And AC was the one that was most people expected to be the breakout from the indie star, but really Larry D has taken the main spotlight in that. And if you got a chain and you're not using it, don't bring a chain to fucking ringside.
But Ben,
I don't like.
Ben, why is it possible that Larry D is getting over?
Character. because he fucking showed that he can be sexy Larry D, that in the Larry D universe there's a bunch of Lawrence, there's a bunch of different characters that are in there that can be accessed. So I think that AC can play that game out too. Like there's not a lot of reasons why, but they got to commit to it, man. It's just not about being a big guy. It's about having the charisma and showing yourself in the right situation. Be the heavy D, be heavy, that heavyweight lover. Remember that how over heavy D was in the early 90s, bro? Everyone's trying to do gangster shit and this and that. And he's fucking, now that we found love.
Oh, what was the song? Girls, they love me. He's the overweight lover, heavy D. Anyway, let's move. Let's keep on moving, bro. I want to speed through this. We have Gia Miller backstage. Another super chat by Scott.
God, man, he's killing it, man. He saw Danhausen wrestle Cassidy. I mean, that's a Indie 101 spectacular for the doing nothing because both those guys can work gimmicks.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, for one super chat, for one $4.99 super chat, for 1 cent more, you can get some amazing content at the Big Vito brand. I just got to put that up there for the whole month. I'm just putting it out there for the whole month. So look into that, guys. All right, so we got Gina Miller talking with Trey Miguel backstage. I want you to break down this segment, please, my friend. This is where Sami Callihan pops out of nowhere. She does the whole gimmick.
So this girl's back there with her Illuminati dress on, and she's trying to get a statement from Trey Miguel, and he's back there. And it was a good surprise when he came out to be in the Shitty Six, like, oh, where D'Amore had him in the office and we didn't know. Good stuff. But now he's kind of got to give the belly blush response. So instead of making him look bad, heels need heat. Boom. Sami Callihan walks over the scene, pushes the hot broad out, sits down, and cuts a promo about without calling him a failure or greener pastures or anything along those lines, and even saying we put on a great finale for you guys. Boy, that was a slap in the face. And you're like, oh, what are you going to tell me? I've been pretty much part of your career since day one, which I think they were all out of Rockstar Pro. and all that stuff. So Sami probably has been their doorway into the business in a lot of ways. But Sami's saying all truths.
Right.
And that's good shit, bro. And he just got rid of Ken Shamrock. Madman's not with him. The Chris brothers aren't around anymore. So Sami needs to recruit new underlings. And if you want to get over, especially if your two boys are gone and I've been knowing you, well, should we work together? Ball's in your court. And he insults them. But then on Twitter last night after the show, I see that he puts it out there. He goes, fuck it. I want a piece of Sami Callihan at Impact Wrestling. Trey Miguel tweets out. So they want a match. But I think the match will be a beating to convert him into the cult of Sami.
I got to tell you, man, Sami Callihan, again, stealing the show. Trey Miguel. So when Trey Miguel was
new big man, I'll be in there, baby.
When Trey Miguel, when Trey Miguel was when Trey Miguel was cutting his promo, I'm like, damn, that's kind of a fucking heel promo, throwing his boys under the bus, calling them crutches and shit.
Called him that, yeah, and he's like, oh, it's not even a week, and you're throwing your boys under the bus.
It's awesome, really fucking well done.
Yeah, man, like that's where Sami knows how to make things real in wrestling, even though it's a work. He's fucking the best at it.
Dude, we go to a match. We have Susan, and Susan gets beat by Jordan Grace. Susan's not as powerful as Susie or Sue Young. She seems she comes out there with a cell phone, fucking doing a Karen gimmick, and dude, Deonna Purrazzo, Kimberly, and Susan they basically outnumber Jazz and Jordan Grace after Jordan Grace goes over, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, bam! ODB, big gimmicks and all, she comes and makes the save. I was so hyped to see our girl ODB come into the ring, my friend. That was awesome. That was fun.
I got to talk to her earlier this week, and she's excited. And been putting out, that she was coming back the whole nine. Really, she is in great shape. She did this 75-day detox, strict diet, workout regimen. She's putting out inspirational stuff all over the place on her own social media, and she comes in like only Dirty can, bamming it up, and we're excited to maybe collaborate at Russo brand with her here soon, dude. So she's on the rise. I'm glad she's doing what I think a lot of talents need to be doing, especially what major brothers should be doing, which is having outside a complete business and life and everything going on your own, and using wrestling as the commercial to drive people to it. She got her food truck over, she got all that shit over, and it wasn't about that ODB, the wrestler's just back on Impact. It's ODB, this person who's an entire entity after themselves, is now back here again. And I think a lot of people should be using the wrestling platform to promote their outside endeavors a lot more.
Well, speaking about promotion, we got Big Money Matt backstage, and he's back there with the Hurt Business, and they go back and forth, and he's trying to manipulate the kids to take 20% of 80. I don't care about this. I don't. Do you? No. But something I care about. I care about Tony Khan. And the reason I care about him is he's going to get carpal tunnel syndrome, because that kid was holding that fucking coconut so fucking hard so that he could get his little beak muscles flexed. Dude, that was so cringe. Even, I got to tell you something. Tony Schiavone is looking more and more uncomfortable. And I don't think this is a sell. I don't think this is a work. I think Tony Khan is like at one point he was looking at this dude like, what the fuck are you on? And Tony Khan is holding this coconut in his hand.
Oh, he's on Ritalin, Lexapro. He's probably on a couple other things I wouldn't doubt as well.
Holy shit, holding that shit for dear life, dude.
Yeah, dude. I mean, sorry, Russo just hit me up looking for this Ryan Satin clip where he talks about Bad Bunny because they want to do it on castrating.
Oh, please castrate Bad Bunny.
This is just, as cringy as it can get, and it's not stopping. And the more he's on camera, the more you got to fucking pay off that heat. Like, what's he really trying to do, man? He just is going to make it worse for himself and his organization. And the fact that nobody's stepping up and stopping him is not going to work out well, bro.
Ben Hamin, as we speed through Rohit Raju in a non-title match, in a great match with TJP, he goes over, and we called it here last week. We did call it. We called it. We didn't have a Stooge report. We didn't know that. We didn't know that he was going to have the big Indian monster in his corner. But Mahabali Shera comes out from under the ring, choke slamming TJP onto the hardest part of the ring, the ring apron, and then Rohit goes over, dude. This was fantastic, just like we called it last week. Again, we had no Stooge report on Mahabali Shera. Mahabali Shera looking like the fucking Indian Incredible Hulk, dude. What did you think?
Yeah, dude, I saw him actually. Excuse me. Maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think he was working out at OVW, and I was like, holy shit, he looks fucking great. So, he was just getting ready and back in ring shape, and he's ready to rock and roll. And with Rohit over as a backup, as a heel, I think that's awesome. Rohit looks fucking phenomenal too.
Fantastic.
I kind of was hot, and then I was like, I've seen that before. I don't know why. And then he tweeted it. There's the one piece where he takes the single leg and goes around in the circle and gives the ref Rohit's leg and goes around him and comes back and hooks him. So that's a house show spot, maybe not for TV, but I was like, I've seen that. It's a fucking Charlie Chaplin spot. And then TJP tweeted out Chaplin with like doing the dancing gimmick,
with the potatoes, with the forks.
Yeah. So I was like, dude, good artists create, great artists steal and make it their own. I tip my hat to fucking TJP with respect if you're mixing Charlie Chaplin into your wrestling stuff, because I was taking from Chaplin, Buster Keaton, Three Stooges, who not for my stuff. Well, some for Dick Justice, but for Lumpy Magoo and things like that, dude. So I love that shit. I think it was great.
Ben, we know what was great? Violent by design. I love the way they shot this promo. And again, something we called again last week. I think I brought it up last week. I thought that they were going to try to recruit Cousin Jake. And now, after the interview backstage with Gimmick Joanna, he's considering it. He's going to give you an answer next week. Maybe not just yet.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's where they're going. Ben, where would you go with this?
Sorry, where did you say they're going with it?
Okay, so last week I had said that I believe that Violent by Design is going to be trying to recruit Cousin Jake. So are they next week? We're going to get an answer for Cousin Jake, which I think it's not going to be. The answer is going to probably be a right hand to the face of. I think that I love the lighting in this. I thought great.
The guys in the background looked awesome, and you could really focus on everybody. But the mouthpiece obviously is EY.
Did you like the close-ups when EY would say something very important? They would close up to his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I thought it was shot very well.
It was shot excellently. I just I don't know what is the advantage of bringing Cousin Jake in and making it a 4-man crew to like beat the shit out of who? Who are they even feuding with? So keep it a 3-man crew. Cousin Jake there. To me, they're missing.
Right.
If you're gonna do anything, it's Cousin Jake and fucking Cardona and Hawkins. That's going to give you the Major Brothers feuding is not a good idea. They should be together, watching each other's back, and then when somebody who's getting beat down by heels needs it, they're the backup, and then it's believable. That's big stakes if fucking Sanity version 2.0 goes over on Ryder Hawkins and Cousin Jake, isn't it? That's an impressive squad of big fucking men fighting big fucking men right there.
Yeah, man.
So aside from that, there's no other trio that I see Sanity being able to go after. So we got to establish some. And with that tag match set up, I was just like, ugh, that's where I would plug them in, bro.
All right. We'll move on to the main event of the evening. We have Moose and Chris Bay versus Tommy Dreamer and the Impact World Champion. Dude, Moose and Chris Bay go over here. Tommy Dreamer comes out in the full Terry Funk gimmick. Rich Swann. I mean, I still think they're gonna put the fucking belt on on Tommy Dreamer, man, because the end of this match was done so well. so crisp. Whereas Moose comes in, he was gonna try to hit the spear on Tommy Dreamer, but Tommy Dreamer does the Olay thing like you do with the fucking bull.
Pass by.
Right. So he hits Rich Swann with the spear, pins Rich Swann. In a way, it kind of looked like, I don't know, like maybe Tommy Dreamer threw Moose into Swann so he wouldn't take the hit, which was going to create heat between he and what's his name?
Swann.
Rich Swann moving forward. Where do you think they go, Ben, as we close out?
Moose up. They'll have that little dissension argument, and Swann won't have Dreamer's back, and that'll be what causes Moose to go over on him because it's payback off of him getting fucking speared.
Okay. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Impact Wrestling.
Dreamer knows his biz, bro. He gets more guys over by losing than who's, at the end of the day, not that people are tuning in because Moose is champ, but are people going to tune in to see Dreamer as champ? No, they're going to tune in to see the chance of Dreamer being champ and losing and us loving that he gave it his all. I mean, that's it of Dreamer.
You don't see all the dirt sheets, 50-year-old wrestler.
Maybe Edge, him and Edge, it's all old guys that fucking
old is over, dude.
It's over.
You know who's over, Ben?
Vince Russo just called me. What? No, he's over.
Vince Russo's over. Big Vito and Noel Grosso are over, guys. Head over to look, guys, search the Big Vito brand on all social media, on TikTok, on Instagram. I mean, they're fucking everywhere, on YouTube, on Twitch. The Big Vito brand. And now, exclusively on Patreon, we have exclusive, great content, a lot of content. I got to be honest. There's some Patreon pages that only give you 1 or 2 weeks, 2 shows a week. We're giving you 4 or 5. We're giving you more good morning shout-outs. Inspirational shout-outs every single fucking day by Big Vito. Fun trips that Noel and Vito are going to take. They're going to have some of their friends over to have some fun chats. I got to try to get Jen to come on because we're going to do the whole I Love Vidi, which is basically, I'm like a referee between this married couple, and I'm going to try to bring Jen on just to see if she can kind of facilitate for the woman. I don't know what I'm going to do. We're going to have some fun. We have, how could I not put this over, Ben? How did I forget? Dude, you heard about Getting Color. Well, now you're getting color the hard way. So you got Getting Color on Twitch, but Getting Color the hard way is the interview show where we're going to be, yep, Ben's punching himself in the face for all the people listening. He's don't do that, Ben. Stop, Ben. Would you stop? Anyway, I'm going to tell you something. I can stooge off right now. Our first guest is somebody that you haven't heard from in a long time. Wrestled WCW, wrestled ECW. He was in Impact Wrestling, TNA, under a hood as Relic. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you haven't heard him in a while. A member of the family. Johnny the Bull Gravano is going to be the first interview. It's going to be good, man. It's going to be good stuff. And I got to tell you something else. I'm going to do something else off. You know, whose super kick was better? Big Vito? Stevie Richards? Big Vito kind of buried Stevie Richards' super kick on the show the other day. So I told him, I said, listen, Stevie's a friend of mine. He's a great guy. You know, so we're going to bring Stevie on to talk to this dude. We're going to have like a little bit of I don't know if it's going to be a friendly conversation between these two, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'll tell you what, man, you want to talk about guys we've seen nostalgia or 50-year-olds or getting close to that being back in the ring. You know, Kane wasn't ring ready, really.
Oh, no.
Hurricane, he got into the suit and a couple
they had the pot belly going on, brother.
Yeah, Carlito, he was ready. But I'll tell you right now, Stevie Richards and Big Vito could walk in any Fed and look as good, if not better, than most people's champions.
Have you seen the shape Big Vito's in right now?
Yeah, and Stevie's training his ass off too for heels. So if I'm telling you right now, if there's 2 guys who fucking can go, it's them. So there's a lot of dudes who got shots who don't look as good as them, man.
People don't know how long Big Vito's been in the game. I mean, he was doing enhancement work for WWE way back in the day as Skull Von Crush.
Way back. Yeah, dude, it's all great. It's all awesome content. It's long term, and I'm proud of all the work you're doing over there, and just creatively inspiring. Just don't want you to burn out. Our stars burn bright. Let's not burn them out too early. And we appreciate everybody signing up at the Big Vito brand or Stevie Ray TV. And as we launch more brands, got to work on Damian Sandow, April Hunter stuff today.
I'm so excited.
Crazy shit, man. It's unbelievable days at Hamin Media Group here. Can somebody track down the Ryan Satin shoe on fans about Big Bunny on Twitter and send that to me, please, because Russo's asking for it for castrating. I don't know if Satin pulled it or if not. He's wearing a pink shirt and he's got a short beard and he's telling everyone they're out of touch if they don't know who Bad Bunny is. So please send that to me at bin_Hamin and tag at the Vince Russo on it. That'd be awesome. Because I found it yesterday during Raw and SmackDown review, but I can't find it right now, and that's what he's asking for. So, ya Allah, there's a sale going on right now, ProWrestlingTees.com/BenHamin, customer appreciation, 20% off. So if you want to support that way, that's always awesome. You can get yourself Conspiracy Horseman shirt, everything going on. What's that?
Ryan Satin tweeted, "Bad Bunny Lucha Legend." Oh.
Yeah, but is there a video up there of him talking?
I saw the video yesterday, and I'm trying to find it for you right now.
All right, if you find it. I appreciate it. He may have taken it down. Tweet, apologize, dive, repeat. That's another shirt at ProWrestlingTees.com/BenHamin. Buy one in 4X and send it to Foley if you want. But yeah, Allah, we're doing it real big as always here. Hamin Media Group. And you can subscribe to all of our channels, Hacker Hamin, on your iTunes, Spotify, and the Hamin Media Group as well. 2 feeds for all of our alternative stuff going on, from NFO to the Academy to the Suck My Balls podcast, WPMS, and all of our great affiliate shows. Boar Meets World, I might even be up there too. Not so great affiliate shows, I'll say. So ya Allah, it's Hacker Hamin. It's Big Ray as we track down Ryan Satin and get him in the scope here on the Impact Attack, infidels. Ya Allah.
I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
I got another Broasters blast coming up here soon.